Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
All right, Soto, you actually watched one more movie this week.
I sure did.
This is a very interesting choice based on the current events that have happened. But tell me, what was the movie that you saw?
So the movie I saw was the movie starring Ray Fiennes called Conclave. And I won't do the back of the DVD kind of description. Actually, I guess I could. So very briefly, let me bring this up. So following the death of the Pope, cardinals gather in secret to elect a new leader of the Catholic Church, very much like what's going on right now. But as alliances shift and secrets emerge, British Cardinal Lawrence, which is played by Ray Fiennes, uncovers a conspiracy that threatens the very soul of the Vatican. And that's it. So if you've been paying attention to the news, obviously, the Pope passed away and they have to go through this whole thing. They had to go through a mourning period. When they're complete with the mourning period, they then sequester and they close the doors and they kind of go through a series of votes. And all the cardinals show up, and there's a bunch of them. And they pretty much keep going through rounds of voting until they get to I think 89 is the number. So if they have 89 votes for a cardinal, then he gets chosen. Obviously, day in and day out, when they haven't chosen a pope, there'll be black smoke that comes out the top of the Sistine Chapel. And then once they have made a decision on a new pope, then they go ahead and put the white smoke that comes out, and then the cardinal, whatever his name was, it gets changed to his papal name. And so that's what really this movie is about. I mean, yes, there is a conspiracy, as there tends to be in stories like this. John Lithgow is surprisingly in this as well. And so, yeah, it's basically kind of like an inside look at what the process is, with a little bit of intrigue here and there. And it does raise some questions. It's very well done. I'd heard a lot of Oscar buzz about it, and I had seen it on Peacock rated pretty highly. So I kind of was like, okay, this is going to be a movie that I watch that I know will be a solid, interesting movie. And as growing up and being raised Catholic, it was sort of interesting. It's not as interesting as to me now. But it is interesting for me. I do like seeing the behind the scenes processes of, pretty much anything. So I thought it was really well done. I thought it was very well acted. I thought Ray Fiennes was great in this, as he always is. And of course, I think this is the second Ray Fiennes movies I've seen this year, because The Menu was the other one.
I forgot he was in. I forgot about that movie.
So this one, again, he's the dean of the cardinals, and he's in charge of trying to make this kind of process go smoothly and everything like that. And there's overall kind of just whatever, if that makes sense. It's well done. It's well shot. There's actually, in one of the voting scenes towards the end, there's a very striking shot that I liked a lot. But I kind of left when it was over. I kind of was like, meh. It's not a movie I'll ever see again. I don't have any interest in seeing this again. I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying that I think that your interest in this movie and your engagement in this movie is probably going to be kind of based on how interesting you find the Catholic religion and all the things that go on behind the scenes. But again, it doesn't take away from the fact that there was great performances in this. I just don't think I'll ever see this again. And so I was kind of just left with, okay, that was a movie at the end of it. So I know it's coming across as kind of negative, but
I know you mentioned Academy Awards, so I am going to throw this out there real quick. It was nominated for 8, including Best Actor, Best Supporting Actress.
Jesus.
The only one it
supporting
won,
actress?
Best Supporting Actress, her Isabella Rossellini.
I mean, she barely had any lines, but yeah, she was
nominated. That's all I'm just saying. But the only thing it won was Best Adapted Screenplay. Because it was nominated for Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Supporting Costume,
was it based off
Production,
the
Film,
book?
and Score. But yeah, Adapted Screenplay is the only one it won, but it was nominated for 8. So yes, it was definitely highly rated.
Oh, Stanley Tucci was also in this too. He was pretty good. Yeah, it just I don't know. It didn't really have a huge impact on me, and it did have an interesting ending. It kind of made you think about stuff a little bit that I thought was pretty interesting. But again, I kind of was just kind of blah about it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm ranking this, I'm probably putting it like right above Free State of Jones, I would say.
So it's your new
Spot
28.
Yeah, right around there. And really because it's not as long as Free State of Jones. That goes against Free State of Jones in my mind. Despite the fact that it had Matthew McConaughey. But yeah, Conclave, like, Peanut Butter Falcon I shit on, but I enjoyed it for 3/4 of that movie until it kind of derailed there at the end. But Conclave was it was interesting, it was cool, well done, but it's just like we've talked about it so many times. It's just one of those movies that I'll never see again. I have no reason to see it again at all. And I know it's very topical with the current events, and if you're interested in the current events and how that process goes, give it a shot. If Catholic traditions interest you, this is definitely the movie for you.
I'll be honest, without getting into it, it doesn't. But that's just me personally.
That's it. And I'm telling you, it's just you won't be missing anything by not watching this movie. I mean, if it had won something and you just want to catch up on Best Picture or anything like that, sure. But I just think that it was just kind of a very forgettable film.
Yeah. Well, so those are our 4 movies, and we definitely had an interesting bunch. And Thanks. You have a new worst movie.
I do.
Let's see how long that stays at the bottom. Let's see if there's anything you can watch that'd be worse than that. Like I said, I will say I do not. I agree with you. It is a shit movie, and I said this last week too. I tried warning you. I went in with no expectations, and I
owned it.
I know, and I think it gave you a higher again. But either way, no. The second half, like I said, I checked out. Like I was kind of watching it. I'm like, just end this. Like all the fun parts are over.
God.
And like I said, I think
just went on and on.
Once
dude. It's just
the first half is, I guess it was definitely better than the second half because you're just like, oh my God, it's Piper, it's Douglas, and this and that, and you're just laughing and. They're fighting very bad zombies, but either way. Oh, so Soto, that's episode 16. I guess we're kind of close to a third of the way done. That's 68 total films for us at this moment. So, we're
I got a couple prospects this weekend. There's some movies that are surprisingly free on Amazon, like Anora, which I think won 5 Oscars. I want to see, and then I think that Bob Dylan biopic is also free as well. I saw. So yeah, like I'm trying to watch newer ones too, mixed in with all the other stuff. But I don't know what Anora is about. I've stayed away from trailers. I tend to because trailers for me they set up an expectation for me that never lives up to it. Like what I see from a trailer versus what I put in my mind, very similar to pro wrestling versus pro wrestlers versus zombies, is often way different than what I get, and it ends up me having way too high expectations. I think that. Had I just seen Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies blind, I might have a better opinion about it, like you mentioned. But when you were telling me about it, it sounded awesome in my head. Without seeing any pictures or trailers or anything, that sounded like a great movie. And so, hey, you live and you learn, right?
Yeah, you went to Blockbuster Video, you picked out a movie, and you just wasted $1.99. That's it. You spent more at Taco Bell.
That's it. Yeah. Exactly. Oh God. Yeah. $20 at Taco Bell regularly.
Oh damn. You high rolling if you're spending that much.
Well, the thing is, those fucking chicken quesadillas are expensive, dude. Like those chicken quesadillas, they're like fucking wicked expensive. So if I have 3 of them, like that, the price is already up to like over $15. So, and I love me a chicken quesadilla from Taco Bell. Ooh, so good. Taco Bell, if you're listening, send me a chicken quesadilla.
I doubt Taco Bell's listening because, no one's listening. Anyhow, that will do it for episode 16. Don't know what we're going to watch next week. I mean, Soto's got a plan. I don't, but I don't really ever have much of a plan. I just go with the flow. Who knows? Maybe I will watch something worse than Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies.
Oh, God.
It's possible, but
I
I don't
won't-
think
I
so.
won't watch
I think
it.
I'm going to make my choices. But I will say ChatGPT picked two fine movies for me. Like I said, middle. Coherence I did like, and like I said, Smiley Face I enjoyed. Like I said, I just right in the middle. But Coherence definitely shocked me. I did not think I would enjoy it as much as I did. So, but anyhow, until next time, just go enjoy some movies.
Yeah, just hit play.